Welcome to Embracing Infinity, exploring the infinite oneness in the space of love and truth. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and transformational guide. Her focus is encouraging individuals to know themselves within the lens of their divine heart and highest potential, to evolve within the frequency of love and peaceful harmony. Now, here's your host, Jennifer Rose.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. Happy summer almost. I think we're just a day or two away. And welcome to Embracing Infinity. I'm Jennifer Rose, and we are on the Sacred Spiral Network. I'm very excited today to be having my special guest, Lissa Callahan, joining me in just a few moments. And we're going to be talking all about the higher self, one of my favorite topics. So this should be very enlightening, educational, and insightful for all of us to be able to gather here today and celebrate them and learn more about how we can connect with our higher self as well, too. I want to thank everybody who's already coming on and joining us as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, I have a few quick announcements before we get started, everybody. It's a fully packed day of live here today. Great job, Miss Lynn Juno, for her live this morning, Kaleidoscope of the Soul. And then this will be followed by Embracing Infinity, will be followed by Kelly Brickle on the Psychic Hour, who is interviewing our beautiful and lovely Shannon Rattay, who is also the host of Guided Life and the co-host of Messages from the Enchanted Realms, which will both be on tomorrow. So we've got a Shannon Rattay triple threat. I'm sorry, that was a tongue twister there. This weekend. So excited. I love to call her the Queen of the Angels. So she's just beautiful and delightful. Followed by Michael, Christopher, and Jennifer Lee will be back with Spiritually Imperfect. I believe I got the time at 5 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. in the UK. Apologize if I'm wrong on that, but I think that's the time that we're joining. And then tomorrow, of course, we've got Messages from the Enchanted Realms at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, followed by Guided Life at 4:15 p.m. Pacific. And for Messages from the Enchanted Realms, as many of you know, our beloved Fran Pierce, it is her birthday weekend. So we are going to be celebrating fairy style Fran Pierce's birthday. So please do bring some cake. We're all going to have some, preferably chocolate, because that's Fran's favorite and the fairy's favorite, of course, too. So please do join us for a beautiful celebration, followed by Messages from the Enchanted Realms as well, too, followed by Guided Life. And then, my dear friends, Sunday is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the great dads all across the world. It's really easy because we pretty much have Father's Day the same day, especially in the UK and the US. So I just wanted to wish all the dads, thank you for all you do, all you contribute, all of your love and devotion that you give to your families as well. And on the Monday night lineup, Karen Bonifilio, Inner Realms, Outer Journeys, Brian Lahr, Be in the Light, and then followed by my sister show, The Love Show, at 6 p.m. Pacific, 2 a.m. in the UK. And I've got our beloved Steve Spur and PJ Spur joining us too. You all know Steve is the cowboy psychic, and his beautiful wife, PJ, is also an intuitive and a grief specialist, astrologist, hypnotist as well, all things magical. So we're so excited to have the two of them coming on and talking about married life and all things magical and how they were brought together with their spiritual journeys as well, too. So I know you're all going to be very excited to come in and see them. And they have such great personalities, just the most loving people. So excited that they're joining us on board as well, too, followed by a whole nother week of beautiful shows over on the Sacred Spiral Network. Okay, my dear friends, I need to say hello to you. So thank you all again for being here. It looks like we have all found our way here too. And let's see, Jacqueline, hello. You got here early. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. So happy to see you. Mr. Brian Lahr, hello, my magical friend, the wizard. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us, Brian. Great to see you. Happy Friday, Arnie. How you doing? Much love to you too, my brother. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. And Lynn Juno, there she is. Great show today, Lynn. Beautiful. And then Jeffrey, good to see you too, my friend, one of my Southern California locals, a good friend of mine too. So thank you for joining us, Jeffrey, all your support. Me and my shadow, great to see you as well. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of love. Linda Owen from Wales, Great Britain. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, Linda. Thank you. You know, Linda means pretty. That's the meaning of your name. So I already know you're very pretty inside and out, Linda. Miss Ashley Page, welcome. Good to see you. Beautiful live. Ashley was live with Nancy Murtala and Jess Walton last night, and they had a great show. So all three of them were on fire with their readings, and it's always beautiful to be supporting our community and giving those messages of love and hope and healing as well too. Jennifer McCormick, my beautiful friend, also from the UK. Good to see you, love. Glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. Aloha, Vivian from Hawaii. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. We love you, girl. Okay, and who else do we have? We've got so many beautiful people here today. Oh my goodness. Happy Father's Day to your dad, to up in heaven. So yes, definitely we want to honor the dads in heaven, the stepdads, the fathers-in-laws, the like of fathers, the pet dads. You're all loved, you're all supported, you're all appreciated. So I'm glad you mentioned that, Lynn, as well. Mary Coombs, welcome. Good to see you, love. Thank you for joining us as well. Happy that you're here. Perpetual Spiral, good to see you too. So happy that you're here as well, and happy weekend to everybody. I think I'm just about caught up. Kels Garrick, hello to you from New Zealand. So welcome, Kels. Great to see you as well. Okay. Wow, we've got a lot of people on board, all excited to be on Embracing Infinity and see my special guest Lissa coming on in just a moment. Coffee and Cards with Christy. Welcome. Good to see you too. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So happy that you're here. And okay. Now, everybody, again, thank you for listening to all my announcements. Now, I'm a summer girl, so I'm super excited for this weekend. It is the start of summer. It is Fran Pierce's birthday. It is Father's Day. So it's all things joy and magical. So please do find some way to be happy and experience the joy. Go out in nature, do something fun, connect with family, and just remember all of our blessings. And we have so much to be grateful for, so much to be excited about and looking forward to as well too. So we always want to make sure we count our blessings each and every day. And with that, let me please welcome, I'm so honored and excited to welcome our beautiful guest, Lissa Callahan.
Hello.
There she is.
Hello. Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Lissa. Welcome to Embracing
Hello.
Infinity. Thank you for being my guest today.
I'm so excited. I love this topic, and your show is always so enjoyable to watch, and it has such a beautiful energy. So thrilled to be here.
I am too, and I'm so happy that we kind of connected through Colin. So it's like we're just this interconnected web of love that just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's it's pretty
Very
beautiful
true.
to watch. Yeah, and you're just lovely. I felt your energy from the beginning when I noticed you were on watching some of the lives I was doing with Colin, and I was just like, oh, she's just lovely. I've got to connect. So here we are.
And thank you so much.
Yes. And we've got a lot of welcomes coming in over in the comments for you as well. And hello, Natasha, who has also joined us as well. Good to see you. All right, beautiful. I'm going to read your bio so we can all get to know you a little bit more. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. I know Colin always gets embarrassed when I do this, but I do it anyway. I like celebrating y'all. It's wonderful. All right, my dear friends that are watching here today, Lissa Callahan is an intuitive teacher, channel, energy practitioner, and spiritual educator with a passion for helping others develop a deeper connection with their higher self and inner wisdom. For many years, Lissa has explored the intersection of intuition, consciousness, energy, and spiritual communication through personal practice, study, teaching, and service. Her work focuses on helping individuals recognize the unique ways guidance is already flowing into their lives and empowering them to trust the wisdom of their own spiritual connection. Lissa is the creator of Mind Travel and host of the Sacred Doorway podcast, where she explores topics, Mind Travel Cafe, and host of the Sacred Doorway podcast, where she explores topics including higher self communication. I did not do good with that first sentence.
I like it.
intuition, channeling, energy awareness, mediumship, spiritual development, and personal transformation. We've got to get a collection of bloopers for the end of the year when these things happen. We've got a few good ones. All right. Through her classes, workshops, and podcast conversations, she provides practical tools and experiences designed to help people strengthen their connection with the spiritual aspects of themselves. Lissa is also experienced in trance healing and energy awareness practices, drawing from years of work with meditation, chakra systems, energetic alignment, and spiritual healing techniques. She guides students in understanding how energy influences emotional, mental, and spiritual well being. Her approach encourages students to develop greater sensitivity to energy while maintaining grounding, discernment, and personal empowerment. Love, love, love that. A longtime student and teacher of spiritual development, Lissa is particularly passionate about higher self communication. She believes that the higher self serves as a bridge between everyday human experience and deeper spiritual wisdom, offering guidance, clarity, purpose, and insight throughout life's journey. Her teachings focus on helping students recognize the signs of higher self guidance, strengthening alignment with their authentic path, and cultivate a more conscious relationship with their own inner knowing. Known for her approachable teaching style, Lissa combines spiritual concepts with practical application, creating a supportive environment where students can explore their experiences, build confidence in their intuitive abilities, and develop tools that can be useful in everyday life. Whether teaching about intuition, energy, healing, or higher self alignment, Lissa's goal is to help others discover that the wisdom they seek is already within them and to provide the tools needed to access it with greater clarity, trust, and confidence. And she's made it very easy. You can find Melissa across several social platforms at Mind Travel Cafe. I wanted to say .com because that's her website. So her website is mindtravelcafe.com. And she is also on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Mind Travel Cafe. Please do give her a follow on all the social platforms and subscribe over to her podcast on YouTube as well, so we can all help each other growing. We do appreciate the hashtag lives that you're putting in the comments, the shares, the follows, and the subscribes, and the thumbs up and the hearts on our videos. So thank you for
Wonderful.
all that.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, and thank you for all that you're doing for humanity, for the spiritual community, for helping us all to like grow and develop. And we're all doing our part in kind of like raising the awareness, raising into ascension, all of that love and beauty. Miss Nancy Muratala has just joined us, and there is Colin Walker as well. Hello, you beautiful people. We love you.
That was a mouthful.
I know, I did it. I'm proud of myself. Mr. K. Weezy, we're not doing readings on this show. We have an amazing discussion. So stay with us. You're going to learn all about your higher self. You're going to love it. All right. So let's start, Lissa, with the higher self. How would you want to explain what it is and how to define it in your way? Because I'm sure there's probably 100 different ways of doing it.
I appreciate you saying that because there, when you come into a discussion like this, many people have different ideas or how they see the soul, the higher self, that type of thing. And I'm always wanting to accommodate everyone. And I'm like, if that's how you see it, that's beautiful, because really it's about the relationship. That's really what my focus is. I'm less of somebody that likes to really put labels on things, although I think it's fascinating when we want to learn more, right, about the different subjects that we're involved in or passionate about. But for me, a lot of it has to do with gaining that alignment and really getting that wisdom, that inner wisdom, that we're looking for. So higher self for me, I look at it as an aspect of our soul. Right. There's certainly several different ways that you can look at your soul. I was trying to look at that the other day and went, this is way too much for me to try to describe in a short period of time. Now, there's different frequencies of the higher self, and some people will see that when they work with their higher self. But for me personally, and when I work with other students, I try to help them discover that aspect of the higher self that they can connect with at the space that they're in. And sometimes I know when I get a new student, they're wondering, well, can I even do this? I'm not somebody that channels. I'm not somebody that maybe does mediumship or other types of communication. Is this something I can do? And I'm going to say yes, because I did it. When I very first started my spiritual journey, this was something I really wanted to know more about. And really, after doing a few different things to kind of work out how I was going to do my communication, it became clear that it is possible for anyone to connect with their higher self. It's merely a way of finding what works for you. And as you expand and as you grow, then that relationship grows, and those frequencies that you can access will also elevate too. So I think that's probably how I would mostly describe the higher self from my perspective.
I love that so much. And it does get confusing because we hear spirit, we hear soul, hear higher self. I kind of lump them all and I'm like, I don't care, whatever you call it. It's the part that knows what's going on.
Right.
It knows the plan. And we're just living the plan. We're just living this.
Exactly. Exactly. Right.
But I love that you put an emphasis on it because I know our guides are so beloved to us, our spirit teams and how they help. But sometimes so much focus gets put on guides that we forget, wait a minute, we have a guide that's been with us the whole time, which is our higher self. It knows exactly what's happening. It's sort of important.
It's really important. Well, I think too, I just told this to someone the other day. It's simply knowing that you are not alone. I mean, a lot of times I think we get into that energy where like, oh, maybe my family doesn't support me or they don't really know what I do. And I feel like I'm alone on this journey. And you always have that inner wisdom, that relationship that's rooting for you, that wants you to expand, that wants to help you clear out all of your programming and the things that are holding you back from that alignment with your soul. So it's a beautiful relationship. Guides are amazing. I love them. I love to work with them. But this is something that is very intrinsically yours, that you can call your own. And it just is the most beautiful relationship I think you can develop.
Yes, I agree. And guides can come and go, but your higher self is you. It's always there for you. So I think of my higher, like that's my main guide. That's that's my me that knows everything too. And I think also that there's an empowerment factor in that too. So I do get a little concerned if we're giving a little bit too much of our power over away to our other helpers, kind of with certain expectations and things like that. And but when you're working with your higher self, I think that's empowering because you're developing that alignment. Your frequencies are coming together. You're becoming more in your spiritual flow, more on purpose. So there's many gifts.
Exactly. And they're focused on you. That's what I love about the whole thing. It's like, your soul's busy. There's a lot happening. And there's so many different incarnations of ourselves through, multiple realities and all of it's really a lot that's going on. So that you have an aspect of your soul that is really focused on this incarnation and helps you to basically find those experiences that your soul really wanted to experience when they came in, but you have that extra help, that will help you with multiple things, your shadow work, all the things that help you get into alignment and clear the vessels so that you can become the biggest you and the most expanded you that you can look to.
Oh, I love that. I love the word expanded too. And there's no one that's going to know you better than you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And hello to everybody who's joined us. Okay, we've got some questioning around too. So this is an important thing. Is there a lower self? Because sometimes then we hear the word higher and we maybe think better. And I don't think higher means better. It just means knows more. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I really try not to think of it, like you said, like a higher and a lower, because that really does kind of put a little bit of, I don't want to say judgment, more of separation. I think that's one of the key things that I work on a lot with students, especially if they feel like there's been things in their lives that they don't quite understand. And sometimes it becomes almost an adversarial relationship. You're like, how could I have gone through all of these things? That type of energy. So I don't really look at it as a higher or lower. This is an aspect of your soul that like I said, there are multiple frequencies, but they generally are of a higher nature, or I would say an elevated frequency that helps you elevate, right? So
Exactly.
that's kind of how I look at it.
I love that so much. It makes it really easy for us to understand. Just think higher frequency, that's helping us to raise our frequency up into them. So,
Right.
but sometimes we think higher means better. And yeah, you're right. It's not that, because it is you. We're not separate from our higher self.
Right.
So
Right.
we get a little bit in a paradox sometimes when we're talking about these things because of the circular nature of these things too. All right, we got questions already. I haven't even had to do much. I'm like, all right, looks like we've got this. Do we have multiple higher selves, including higher minds from our other incarnations? What a great question, Perpetual Spiral.
I love that, because what's so funny? Before even coming on here, I knew that was going to be a question. I'm like,
you must be psychic.
I was like, we need to talk about this. How do we want to talk about that? So
yeah,
some people look at it as multiple higher selves, like maybe you're looking at a soul body versus energetic body, that type of thing. I look at more like frequencies. That's how I kind of focus when I'm looking at my higher self. But inevitably, there ends up being a frequency that I am interfacing with. So even though I may see other frequencies or other versions of the higher self come in, I really like to try to focus on it being an aspect of the soul, because I think it just simplifies it for us. Now, can higher minds from other incarnations? Yes. I think that they can. In fact, the one that I seem to be working with the most, I think, is probably a future self. It's kind of had that feel for a while. But I like to leave it up to the student's interpretation, because that's the relationship you're developing, right? As you start to discover for yourself, it's just such a wonderful journey, right? Rather than having someone tell you what your experience is, then once you get started, especially once you get started with communication, it really helps get that relationship flowing, so that you can discover for yourself what your higher self feels like for you.
I love that so much, and your answer really helps because it reminds us of how unlimited everything is. So it's like, yes, like this is possible. Like we've got all these other versions too that we could connect with, and it gets kind of magical.
Exactly.
And it's important for us to realize how big everything is, and that we are also part of that bigness. The multidimensional, infinite nature of reality too. And again, it gets a little bit putting your brain in a pretzel sometimes, but I think it can help sometimes, because we can get bogged down sometimes in little things, and let's just remember how big we are, everybody, too. Okay. Um, uh, Alethea is saying, I know my guides have come to visit me, but I'm still scared because it's always at night when I'm in bed. How do I get over this? That's a good question.
It's an awesome question, Alethea. I'm actually really glad you asked it, because this is something that I struggled with when I was first starting with my spiritual journey. A lot of it had to do with programming that I had prior to coming into this space. I would say a religious programming, but I'm not putting judgment on that. It's just, for me, I was always told that, if you were connecting in that way, whether that be physically or whatever, that was maybe not a good energy to be in. So it took a while to start to clear that programming and realize that there is so much more out there. I will say this. Once I started connecting with my guides consistently, feeling their energy, knowing that unconditional love that they provide, even your higher self would fall in the same category. When they come in, then I don't feel that fear anymore, because all I'm feeling is that unconditional love. Now, I will say I do have a spirit family member that likes to run their hands through my hair sometimes at nighttime. And I used to think that would do me in, but if you've ever experienced mediumship or any time where you have the opportunity to connect with another soul that doesn't have a body, and you get to experience the absolute love that they have for you and for really anyone, but specifically for you because they've come to you, it just changes how you feel about things that you used to think you would be afraid of, but it tends to develop into a stronger relationship.
Yeah, yeah. Well said. Because we have to work through our fears and develop a trust of self, trust of spirit world too, and really tap into the infinite love that's available to us, and then those fears start to go away. So beautiful answer for her. Thank you, Miss Lynn. Look at all these questions. Wow. Miss Lynn is asking, how do we distinguish
Ooh.
between our guides and our higher self? Another great question.
It is another great question. And I love it because I do work with guides a lot. So it's like, well, how do you know the difference? Okay, well, this is where I will do a little plug. I wasn't really planning on plugging my class, but I will tell you that once I started working with guides consistently, there came to be a pattern that I was noticing, whether they would enter in a certain way, or they would let me know that they had a message, or you just recognize their energy as they draw close. And after a while, it's like you don't even, if you're somebody that's clairvoyant and you can see them, great, but not everybody does. And sometimes they just feel the energy come in, or they know that maybe this guide comes in a little bit, usually on the left side, or this one usually comes in on the right. So that's helpful. I also started kind of mapping it out for myself so that I knew, okay, this guide usually comes in this way. This guide usually comes in that way. And what they would do is they would start to tap. I've noticed they start to tap when they have something. And what was really funny after I started doing this is that then my higher self started doing it too, only in a different way. When I feel my higher self, and I've talked to other people that have similar clairsentience, I tend to get a big pressure on my face. It's almost like through the telepathic channels, I'll start to feel something and I kind of know, oh, okay, you're coming in a little bit stronger right now. You have something, or you just want to provide support or whatever it is. Channeling is another beautiful aspect of learning the frequencies of other beings without bodies or discarnate souls. And I personally like to talk about channeling the higher self because there is something about that energy that is different than other beings, and being able to recognize the difference between the two. It still has that beautiful unconditional love. But I have found when we are channeling our higher self, or maybe even other versions of ourselves, it's like slipping into an old shoe. You feel that energy that just feels like you, and it's easy and it flows. And you're like, why is this so easy? And then after a while, you realize I've been channeling myself in some fashion.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
those are ways
that.
that I usually do to
Yeah,
learn the
beautiful.
difference.
Yeah, beautiful answer. Yeah, because they have their own signatures, right? Over time, you learn their signature, and you can ask for that as well. When you're sitting in the silence to develop that communication and that connection, you can ask for that too. But what you said is so important about the channeling too, and we'll get to Vivian's question in just a moment, because I know, having been in trance mediumship and channeling, which is really the same thing, but I know sometimes we put some separations upon it onto who's coming through. But there's a lot of emphasis on an outside being coming in and communicating through you, as if that's the only thing that is credible. Now, if your higher self has access to just as amount of philosophy, wisdom, love, and information as your guides do, why would channeling your higher self not be credible? It makes absolutely no sense, and it is the ultimate essence of you. So I'm so happy that you brought that up, because I think there might be some confusion around that as well too. Like, yes, you are still channeling, you are still in an altered state, even if it's your higher self that's coming through you, and what beautiful things your higher self can bring to the table for everybody here.
Right. I love that.
Yeah, that's important. I'm so happy you brought that up. All right, Vivian, can we communicate with the higher selves of other people's higher selves? Ooh, great
This is a
question,
fun one.
Vivian.
This is a fun one. I
Yes.
actually feel like I have an interesting perspective on this one.
Okay.
So I'm happy that you answered, or you asked that question. When I first started on this spiritual path of rediscovering the things that we all have within us, but maybe, that you were told that that was not your thing, or, you don't want to be the unusual one in your family, whatever the case may be. We start down this path of rediscovery, right? So I had actually learned how to do readings, which we would call intuitive readings or psychic readings, but they're a little bit different. And so I often kind of chuckle now when I look back on the experience, because really all it was me communicating with the other person's higher self. And that's generally how I started. I basically would connect with them, and then I would tune into their higher self and see what their current energies were. Was there a message that they wanted to share? So that's one way that I have worked with other higher selves. I have helped others channel their higher self, and I have sometimes had their higher self come to me as an instructor. It's happened a couple times. So yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful experience.
That's so cool. I love that so much. And Bernadette is relating to Alethea. She asked them to come when I'm completely out and unaware. That's so cute. Okay, and I do want to say hi to everybody who's joined us.
Yeah.
Bernadette, Rose, Presh, thank you all for coming. I'm so happy that you're all here. If I've missed anybody, please, I apologize. It's not on purpose too. And okay, Kels is asking an energy question, and
Okay.
do I distance myself when I'm in a crowd? I seem to have a lot of energy around me and need to deliver a lot of messages to people, but it can get very tired.
Right. Do you want me to take this one?
Yes.
Okay.
I know.
Because it's a common one, especially when you're tuned into spirit, right? Throughout the day, I do try to tell people, I try to turn it off, because I don't want to be reading people all day long, but sometimes it's hard because they are projecting and you're getting that energy, that type of thing. So for myself, when I'm in a crowd and I feel a little overwhelmed, I may ask my spirit guides to help set my boundaries. If I'm setting my boundaries and it feels like I'm still getting energy coming through, I may ask for additional assistance. I do like to ground. I do find that, okay, I'll give you an example. I used to do shows like they would be for anything in this genre, basically, because you'd run across everything: mediumship, psychic, sound, everything, right? And you would walk in the building and it was just like you're buzzing. It's just, there's so much frequency happening at different levels. It's hard to regulate your own energy when everybody is bringing in all these different energies. I immediately ground if I'm feeling that way. I find that to be very helpful. I try not to go so much into protections and shields. I mean, if it's really bad, I do ask for assistance, but I do find the more we get wrapped up in feeling like we need that it kind of, I think it lowers the frequency that we're in. And I want to get into the best space that I can be. So call in your guides and angels. If you don't know who they are, call in angels. They'll always come. And just ask for assistance. But grounding is a big one. And I do try to separate. That was for me. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off on a different tangent, but I do feel like this was helpful. When I first started on my path, one of the first things that I learned was how to tell the difference between my energy and someone else's energy, right? This is me. This is you. So you know about where your aura is. If you were to hold your hands out, they're about where the fingertips is. Spend some time in meditation, in silence, and just get to know what you feel like, right? Once you're able to get a baseline of how you feel, then when you start to feel that other energy coming into your space, then this is me, this is you. And if it's not hanging outside of that area, then I do ask for assistance. I'll ask for my guides and angels to come in and help hold that space.
Yeah, I love that answer too. I agree with Lissa too that if we're approaching it from a space of fear where we're thinking that the outside energies are more powerful than ours, then we're forgetting that we have a higher self. We're a soul too. We're just as powerful as everything else around us too. So it's a mindset change as well that we need to be mindful as well. I also would just an air of caution of giving messages to people that haven't asked for them because they may not be prepared to receive that. So just make sure you're getting consent if you feel you need to do that. And one other thing too is sometimes with empaths is they've learned at an early age to actually reach out and touch the energy, and they don't realize they're doing it. And so they're assuming the energy is coming towards them when they're actually putting feelers out and touching the energies because they're trying to determine their space around them for safety purposes usually too. So that's something to be mindful that it's not always coming to us. And then what energy do we bring in too? Or if because we have done like we think about other people's energy and we forget about our own, what our energy feels like to other people as well too. So something to be mindful too. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful answer. So I hope that was helpful for you, Kels. And Vivian is back on our higher self. How do we help our children develop their higher selves? Another
Wow.
beautiful question.
I
Yeah,
love this. These are really some
yeah.
varied
I know they
questions, and it's
are.
beautiful. All right. I will say the journey to the higher self is very individual, right? So
Yeah,
I would exercise some caution when it
yeah.
comes to helping somebody else along their path when they're young. But there are certain things that I think do help. And part of that is learning how to trust your intuition. I think from an early age, we get a certain feel about something
Mhm.
and giving validation to that. So if your child is coming to you and saying they're upset about a certain situation or they feel something in their tummy or whatever the case may be, give it validation and see where it's coming from and help them to understand that they can. Sometimes, it is something they're projecting, but I'd like to give them the confidence to start to trust what they're feeling inside. I think being mindful and teaching how to do even simple meditations are helpful. When I first started out with my own grandchildren, this is funny. Well, actually, anyone that I've known that's younger, we would do things like tell me on the way to school if they were really anxious about what was coming up. Maybe they had somebody they weren't getting along with, or something about the situation was setting them off. I'd like, let's just do what's your perfect day. Just tell me if you were to walk in that door today, what would help you feel better? Was it something they said? Was it something about the space that you walk into? But just describe to me your perfect day. Anything I think we can do to help someone, especially a younger person, start to tune inward, right? It's going to be beneficial. I don't think we have to do a lot more than that until they're ready. So that's what I would suggest.
I love that so much. And yeah, that's perfect. And I also loved what you said earlier about just taking some time to sit in the silence just to feel your own energy. We have so many distractions that we don't even know like where we are, when we are, how we are, what we feel like exactly
Right.
too. So that's
Exactly.
great too. Yeah, that's beautiful. And then Bernadette is saying, I think my higher self is a piece of the soul that remains connected to the other side. It's like having a house without a roof. The higher self covers the lower. LOL. Oh, that's cute. I like that, Bernadette.
I love that. I love how you
That's
see
so
I love
cute.
seeing how other people see the higher self, because
Yeah,
I like to think that, we come together in situations like
yeah,
this, where we get to share, and maybe somebody will bring up an idea that you've never thought of before, and you're like, "Yeah, I kinda like picturing it
mm,
that way." So it's a beautiful sharing. So thank you. Yes, it's gorgeous.
yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. And Vivian is thanking you for all your answers as well too. Like this has been beautiful. Michael Zinn's just joined us as well. Hello, Michael Zinn. You might want to give Miss Lissa a call or a message. She would be great to have on your show. And hello to everybody who's joined us. Bernadette is offering. Her son said, my son said he was talking to spirit that was 200 years old, and her name was Emily. I didn't know if I should faint or smile. I froze. And him, oh, that's so cute. I'm so happy that your son is seeing spirit. That's so beautiful. I had a thought too when you were talking about connecting with children. This just idea came to me, like if they were coming to you with like the anxious feelings or with a problem, you could say like, well, what does your big self think? You know, I I wish I had done that with my kids when they were little. I never even thought of that. And you just like sparked my imagination. Like, well, what does your big self think? You know, what do they have to say? And then you'd be training it, then that connection from an early age. And it's so simple and easy.
Right.
Oh,
And wouldn't we all have loved to have trusted our intuition a lot earlier than we did? So
yeah,
I love
absolutely. So important. Rose is saying, my family are at least 7 generations of empaths and mediums, but my children have no interest in learning about their higher self or mediumship. But I'm very much aware that my youngest has capability of it too. Yeah. So sometimes we can't push. We just have to allow them their journeys and model, perhaps just be a model, and hopefully they'll catch on.
And you'll be surprised how that will come back to you. Exactly like Jennifer said, because out of the blue, they may ask. It's so funny because similar. I do identify with what you're talking about, but I'll get these random questions, and I'm like, they must give some credence to what we're doing, because obviously you're their go-to when they have a spiritual or a question along those lines. So
I love that so much too. Keep being you. I know. And it is good that we've got some questions coming in on energy and empaths, because that's one of your lanes that you teach as well too. But I know that so many of us have concerns in the area with the energy, and also by learning to understand the energy, you do help to be able to make the connection with your higher self and discern who's who, like from your other parts of other team, your higher self, and then other people too. And I think the more you can learn to feel and understand energy, the better your life will be, because it gives you this huge toolbox to work with to make your way through the craziness of life.
Well, really, that's everything. Goodness. That's everything in the universe. It's energy and information. So once you can start to understand energy, what it can do for you, how it can help you connect to not only just yourself, but others. I mean, other people, other guides. It really is beautiful. And to experience it, I do sometimes show students how to run their higher self's energy. And so that's always a really beautiful experience too, because they're like, oh my goodness, because it's you. Sure, it might be an elevated, frequency from what you usually run day to day, but it is a beautiful feel to have that energy running through your energetic body.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that so much. When I am connected to my higher self, my face buzzes and I have a profound sense of self-love and of being home. Is this common for most people? Oh.
Well, I'll say this. When I've taught this course a few times, I have had other people tell me that they do feel in the face area. So I don't think you're alone. But I love that you've already started to identify when you're feeling that energy coming in, or coming in a little stronger. What I like to do, and I'll share that now, whenever I get something like that, I give it attention, because I don't want it to stop. Right? I want them to keep contacting me if they feel like they want to give me encouragement, or if there's a message. So if something like that happens, if I'm not driving, I will stop and I will find a quiet space and just say, okay, what is it you'd like to share today? Or what is it that you would like to have me understand? And maybe at that time I'll gather it. Maybe I won't. But I've set the pattern that I've given it attention, so that I hope it will keep continuing. And I do the same with guides as well, but with the higher self, once they know that you're paying attention to something, it will keep happening.
I love that so much. And it is important because if we don't want to take these things for granted. They're all little mini miracles that are happening on our behalf. And they're all so beautiful. Like they're all magical connections. And after a while, as we've been developing, they may happen more and more and more and more. And then we just kind of get used to them. But each of them in itself is another happy moment, another little bit of magic too that we that we can tune into. And Kellyanne is saying her higher self was explained to her as her Christ self.
It's a beautiful way to look at it,
Yeah,
because we often
is.
talk about that divine part within us,
Yeah.
right? And being able to learn how to connect to that and see it within us, and then start to appreciate ourselves more. Because how easy is it to not be in that frequency, right? We're like, we get down on ourselves, or we think that we could have done something better, we could have said something differently. So when you start to go inward, right? Yeah, I think your higher self does help you connect with that beautiful divine spark. I mean, they're here for your expansion, for your growth, and for us to be able to see that beautiful source energy and our connection to it. That's a beautiful experience.
I love it. It's her higher holy self. Her holy higher self. That is beautiful. I love it. Thank you, Vivian. She's such a beautiful supporter of the Sacred Spiral Network. She's saying, encourage us to discover different aspects of our higher selves. And that thought just occurred to you. Oh, I love that, Vivian. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, I got a couple of questions for you. I think that one is, I've got two questions. You can put them in order. Can one or more people share a higher self, and can developing a relationship with our higher self also help our relationships and interactions with other people?
Okay, let's start with the first one, which is actually a doozy. So let me go there. All right. From what I understand, if you think of the soul as able to have multiple incarnations at the same time, it could be in the same planet, it could be in another dimension. When you think about how big the soul is, because somebody asked me this the other day, they asked, do you think that you and I share the same soul? I said, it's possible, because I do believe we can incarnate at the same time. So could you possibly have the same higher self? I believe so. I asked my higher self earlier, I'm like, could you be a higher self for others? And they said yes. I said, well, have you always been my higher self for every incarnation? And it was no. So, everything's going to be different individually, but going back to the first question, yes, I do think it is possible in the right scenarios. Now, tell me one more time, what was the second question? Because I
agree with you, because there really is no time and space, and if multiple incarnations can happen, and you can share one. I would say with the twins too, they're sharing the same frequency as well too, and those are all over the planet. So I would definitely agree with you on that too. And the second one is, if we develop a good relationship with our higher self, how can that impact and assist us and help us in all our other relationships, family, friendships, romantic partnerships, etc.?
There's so many ways. Ooh, we could finish this up for another hour. We'll dive right in. But I'm going to say a couple things. Okay, right off the bat, the first thing that comes to mind is it gives us sometimes, especially if we've all had a difficult time getting to this space, it may be the first time you've ever truly felt unconditional love. And to be able to experience that and know what that feels like, then it makes it a little bit easier to try to give that to others, right? So that helps your other relationships, because you've been elevated. Now you have a perfect blueprint of how that can impact your other relationships. They are eternally patient with us. I've got to say, I was not. When we first started this little journey, I was not patient. And that aspect of my soul is always eternally patient with me, and how I can sometimes get fussy about different things that are happening in my life. Now, as far as other relationships go, I think kind of goes back to what we talked about in the very beginning. If our higher self is so focused on this incarnation and helping us to expand and grow, then think about how those relationships that you have with your family members, your loved ones, your friends, how that will start to expand and grow, because now you're in a different space. You have more to offer, more love to give. So yes, I do believe having that relationship. And I'm going to go back to one more thing really quickly before we move on. It is difficult in the beginning sometimes when we give labels to different aspects of the soul, that we start to feel a little bit separate. This is me in this body. This is my higher self. This is the soul. This is the oversoul. We give all these labels to things. And one message, I just recently did a BQH session, and I just had a couple things I wanted to, to go over, because I just wanted a little more clarity than what I thought I had gotten. And my higher self was all about, you are me. I am the soul. We are one. And they just kept saying it over and over again. So if I could reiterate that for anybody that's trying to develop a relationship with their higher self, you are in essence developing a relationship with your soul, with that greater expanse that is you. So the more we can think of ourselves as part of and as one with that greater expanse, then the relationship starts to develop a little easier.
Amen to that. The labels are too many. There are too many separations. And I know sometimes people, they really want to know what the difference is. It's just, in the end, it doesn't matter that much. It's all this beautiful you.
Right. I mean, we want to know.
That.
We're curious beings. We want to know.
Yes, we sure are. We sure
but
are.
That is one thing that sometimes does happen, is it does kind of get us into this separation mentality.
Yeah, I agree with you. Miss Vivian is asking, there must be a thread that connects us all to our higher selves, right?
Well,
that's beautiful.
If we think about universal consciousness and how we are all connected and how all of our souls are connected, then yes, then yes. And our higher self, this is a fun thing too, that I first was taught about the higher self, and I hadn't really thought about it, but our higher self helps us create opportunities throughout our lifetime that put us in alignment with our soul and what our soul really wanted to come and do while we were here in this incarnation. Now there's so many things. It's like, to narrow it down. But one thing that I had been taught, and I still kind of love the thought about it, is that when they create opportunities for us to maybe be on this podcast together, or to work together, or your neighbor that's suddenly going to become your best friend, I like to think our higher selves are up there working it out. This would be great for everybody. Let's kind of put this together. So yeah, I do think that in addition to that greater expanse of connection, I do think that they do connect with one another. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's so beautiful. Isn't this magical? It's just like, let's just take a pause with everything you've said. And you speak so elegantly and eloquently too. You have such a beautiful voice too. And it's like, they just take a few seconds to just bask in the beauty and the magic and the wonder of all of that too. And we're part of all of that. We are that. I mean, everyone, like, it's just so cool. I'm so happy that we're having this talk together. I'm so grateful in this moment too. Thank you, Vivian, too. Lovely Jennifer McCormick is saying she perceives the soul like a Russian doll with all the layers. Yeah, all parts of the same oversoul. That is beautiful. Yeah. I love that too. Yeah, too. And then Bernadette is thinking Vivian might be speaking about the silver cord. I have seen the silver cord too, as well myself too. So that's a thing that connects us as well too. Yeah, beautiful. Let me see. Oh, a whole bunch came in too, and magical it is. Yeah. Miss Lynn is saying, I'm very aware of the voices, and you noticed her voice right off. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Like, we must be psychic. So yeah, your voice is very soothing. It makes us feel very safe. and loved in your presence. So yeah, you're gifted, Lissa, too. Um, Now, you've shared so much beautiful information, and you've got a course coming up in about a month, right? And we're going
That's
to
right.
put the link for that in the comments. So it should show up on all the pages that we're streaming on. And I'm also going to make sure that it's over in the YouTube descriptions as well too, so you can find it. And of course, give Lissa a follow, and then it's really easy to find because she'll be advertising it soon. But we're going to put that link. So please tell us about your course, when it is, where it is, how it is, all that good stuff.
All right.
Okay.
I'll try to keep it brief.
Okay.
Basically, it's a 6-week course. It starts mid-July. I believe it's the 12th. And what I developed is basically a way for you to start to or improve your communications with your higher self. So if you've never had that conversation and you just want to have a deeper relationship, we will run through a litany of different ways that you can connect, because I'm a firm believer that not everyone connects the same way. And I don't want anyone to feel like they're not good enough or they can't do it, because I know everybody can. If I could do it, as unhealed as I was when I first started this, I'm like, I know other people could do it in the same way. So what we'll do is we'll cover opening up the clairs, similar to mediumship, so that you're getting as much information as possible through as many channels as possible. So you get that full and complete message as much as you can as you will develop. Right? So we'll talk about that. We'll talk a little bit about what we talked about earlier as far as how we can recognize when our higher self and either other spiritual beings are coming into our space or trying to get our attention, and making that an intentional practice so that it makes it easier, but also a beautiful relationship to know that you're getting signals all day long. I think of that. We get so busy and we miss all the signals because, we're driving the kids and we're cleaning the house, and you miss a lot. And then you lay down at night and suddenly it feels like you're getting bombarded with like a complete stream of messages. So it's just nice to know that throughout the day, you may be getting things that you could pay attention to and then ponder the rest of the day and not feel like you're having to get hit all at once. So that's one of the things that we cover. This time we're going to talk a little bit about channeling too. I haven't done that in the past, but I have done that with some people, and I find that can be a very beautiful experience to start to learn to feel what your energy feels like. I have a beautiful friend. She's probably on here somewhere. And she read my higher self, and she goes, your higher self says that when you feel like you're in your power, you're going to smell honeysuckle. And I said, that's my absolute favorite smell. And she goes, the wild thing about that is that tells me that you love your energy, that you love the energy of your soul and your higher self. And I was like, I would never have thought of it that way. So anyway, we'll talk a little bit about channeling. And I do have one tool that I did develop that if you are clairvoyant, it's very helpful to just kind of be able to see something in a metaphor that's a beautiful message from your higher self. So 6 weeks of development, step by step, trying to really come into alignment and learn how we can begin that beautiful journey of connection.
Oh, what a beautiful way to spend your summer. Connecting with Lissa and being in that beautiful, loving energy and connecting with your higher self. That's got to be one of the most healing things that we can do, and the most expansive things that we can do. And I think it also makes a great foundation for our other work, our other psychic and mediumistic and healing work, because then you really know who you are, and you've done some integration and some connection too. And you can always go back. So even if you're already doing the psychic and the mediumistic and healing work, you can go back and enhance your connection with your higher self and just bring on the magic. I love that so much too. So everyone, we have put that link in there, and please remember to give Lissa a follow over on Facebook and Instagram, and over on her YouTube channel, and check out her website. You'll be having that posted fairly soon to get the class out too. So don't worry about that. It will be getting posted in the future. as well too. So you'll find her and she'll find you. So I love that so much too. And I have kind of just in alignment what we've already spoken about is there is this kind of like phrase, and I use it a lot, and other people I know use the sort of the phrase of alignment, and we could say alignment with our higher self or alignment with our soul, but that means we're truly in this kind of space of connection, and then life seems to become kind of magical and flow a lot
Exactly.
better without as many disruptions, perhaps. Could you speak
Exactly.
about that a little bit? Because that's a good way to really motivate us to enhance our connection with ourselves.
It's so funny because that's one of the first things I used to talk about with people. They're like, well, how would you know that you're not in alignment with your higher self? I said, it feels like gears without oil. It just,
Yeah.
sometimes things are, and you're like, why are things going a little bit more rough than they normally do when there really is no clear reason why. And, and so I do find, okay, let me start from the beginning. What I really love about the alignment of the higher self is that it brings you to this space where you become more aware of what's within, right? So you start to become more aware of maybe things that you've been told that don't belong to you, that really don't reflect who you are at all, but they've kind of hung around, and they rear their ugly head every once in a while, and you're like, oh, there's that again. Thought I healed that. So I feel like when we're in alignment with our higher self, it's that beautiful energy that helps us to understand things that we need to clear, things that bring us joy. I mean, I don't even want to focus on all of the negative things. The things that really bring in that childlike wonder, they get excited. They really do. And they then start to create more opportunities for that energy to start coming into your life. I used to say when a higher self or my higher self gives me images for me to read, they always make it a little weird because I'll keep picking at it until I really figure it out. And then now I'm in that childlike wonder again, right? I'm like, oh, this is so exciting. So I think that they help us to understand ourselves a little bit more, understand our energy, help us to clear out the things that really aren't benefiting us, or at least not in the way of our expansion. They are your biggest cheerleader when it comes to expansion and growth. So literally, they will be the ones that will start to help you more and more as you start to enjoy that energy. So you're thinking, well, how can I do that? I'll tell you, one of the first things that I would suggest is, we always say go within, but go into a quiet space and just start to mentally say, I would like to connect with my higher self, and just sit in that space for a while and just see what comes in, what feels maybe a little bit different, how you felt before, how you feel now, and gradually you'll start to notice when they're in that presence and when you feel like you're in alignment with what they want to show you that particular day.
Oh, that's beautiful. And just when you said, I would like to connect with my higher self, my clock turned 1:11 here on the West Coast. Can't make this stuff up, folks. That's so beautiful. Oh, so elegantly worded. I love it so much too. Um, we're not done yet, everybody, but really quick, I just wanted to go over the announcements for anybody who tuned in a little bit later. We have 2 more shows coming up today. The Psychic Hour, host Kelly Brickle with her guest Shannon Rattay, my beautiful angelic friend, and Spiritually Imperfect with Michael Christopher and Jennifer Lee as well is back. They've taken a little break, so we're really happy to welcome them back as well. Tomorrow, talk about childlike wonder. Messages from the Enchanted Realms is in the afternoon, 10:30 in the UK. And we are celebrating Fairy Queen Fran Pierce's birthday as well, bringing chocolate cake and more childlike wonder. And Shannon Rattay also co-hosts that with the 2 of us. And her show Guided Life follows that as well too, over at 4:15 Pacific time. And on Monday as well, the Monday night lineup, Inner Realms, Outer Journeys with Karen Bonifilio, Be in the Light with Brian Lahr, and my sister show, The Love Show, comes on Monday evening, 6 p.m. Pacific, 2 a.m. in the UK Tuesday, with my guest, the Cowboy Psychic. I always get it backwards sometimes. Psychic Cowboy. It's the Cowboy Psychic, Steve Spur, and his amazing and beautiful wife, PJ Spur, who's also an intuitive as well, too. So just wanted to get that out of the way. And thank you again for your hearts, for your subscribes, for your follows, for your thumbs up. We greatly appreciate those little bits of love. Really do help to keep the energy flowing and keep us expanding and sharing in this community all together as well, too. And I have a near-death experiencer joining me as my guest next Friday, Ryan De Jong. I hope I said that right. And we're going to be talking about his near-death experience on Embracing Infinity next Friday. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening really quick. Now, my beautiful Lissa, back to you. May I ask you anything else that you would like to tell us, any final words you'd like to leave us all with? We've put your beautiful workshop over in the comments, and everybody, you can see on the banner across where you can get a hold of Lissa as well, too. And please do put her workshop on your calendar as well, too. And so let me hand it back over to you, beautiful.
Well, thank you. This has been so lovely. And I loved all of these questions. It's made me think about some of the things that I haven't really put into words before, but had certainly pondered. So I was like, oh, this is really awesome.
It is.
Okay. If there was one message that I could share, having seen other people's higher selves, having worked with my own, having looked at that relationship as the whole soul, I'm going to say, each and every person here is bigger than you think you are. You know, that is something that I think, that we start to realize once we feel this energy, once we get to know that space. You're like, wow, you talked about bringing magic into your life. It does bring magic into your life, but it also brings that beautiful love, that unconditional love that your soul and your higher self have for you. And you start to realize, I'm not this being that's just within this human form. There is so much more that I have to offer, not only in this incarnation, but of course, as a soul throughout all of our incarnations. So that's, I think, the biggest thing I've learned with working with the higher self is that all of us are a lot bigger than we think we are.
Exactly. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Lissa, for joining me here today and being my guest. It really, truly has been a magical time that we've gotten to share together. And thanks to all of our friends and guests who are here. Thank you for your questions and the comments about the higher self and about energy. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. So I just want to take a moment just to say thank you to each and every one. There is no show without all of us, too. And you always bring your best. So thank you. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you to Laurie Smith, who is helping us run the show in the background. She's doing a great job. And our beautiful producer and creator and owner of the Sacred Spiral Network, Kelly Brickle, as well, for making all of these shows possible. Please, everybody, enjoy your beautiful summer start weekend. Hallelujah, summer's here. Happy Friday, happy summer, and happy Father's Day. Big shout out to all the wonderful fathers out there, too, the many different forms of father here on earth and in spirit as well. We love you. We appreciate you. We thank you. I hope you all are having a fabulous weekend coming up, and live well, love well, and please, God, love you well. And we'll see you next time on Embracing Infinity on the Sacred Spiral Network. Lots of love to everybody. Thank you, Lissa. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.